Hey. Let's see how this mic is sounding with my mask on. Might need to put a little bit closer, but let's see. I'll adjust this for a second. Looks better. Oh, sorry about that. It's always a little bit more complicated when you're wearing a mask because you can't really see what you're doing. All right, perfect. Hey guys, it's Chris Sandeman back here again. Sorry for the quick mic adjustment there. And I am right now in Hotlanta. I'm in Atlanta International Airport, which is the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport here in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey Michaela, hi. Thanks for being first. I feel like it should be said. Michaela is first, right there, perfect. And thanks for letting me know that we're on YouTube right now, and that's working out okay. Hey, Nikki, hi, greetings. Thanks for joining. And letting me know that on Facebook that we're good to go. So Nikki's second, but first on Facebook, so still counts. And I'm in transit right now because I am flying from New York City to San Antonio, Texas. And I'm on my layover right now at Atlanta International Airport, which was, until the COVID pandemic, hey Diana, good to see you, until the COVID pandemic, was the busiest airport in the world. And it had been the busiest airport in the world for over 20 years, ever since, 1998, it had been the busiest airport in the world. And then massive, of course, disruption in travel, and it's changed it. Well, with all those passengers, it means that they can do a lot here at this airport to make it a different sort of experience. And I want to show you guys a part of the airport that a lot of people don't ever see, because there's this whole underground section below the main concourses of the terminal, where you can, instead of taking the shuttle train, you can walk along the people movers. They're kind of, escalators that go flat instead. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to walk all the way from one end of the airport to the other end of the airport, and I'm just going to document it for you guys as we go. We'll talk a little bit about what we see, and it's going to be a wild ride. So no more time to wait, because usually my gobber can't do that this time. I do have another connecting flight to catch. I will be wearing my mask, because it is required for us to keep masks on in airports. Although don't be surprised if you don't see a lot of them, because we are in Georgia, which means that some people take it more seriously than other people. Hail Horseman, what's up Hail? Good to see you. A wave right back at you. All right, so for those of you who've already been to Atlanta Airport and you've done this walk, please feel free to keep us company. And for those who have not yet, let's explore. Well, first off, we can hear some background music right now, which sounds like African drums and African instruments, and some chanting and singing going along. And that's because where we start is at an exhibit for Zimbabwe, a tradition in stone. I'm not being fair because I'm not showing you guys the sculptures that are right behind me even. So, hi Jenny Jean, thanks for the Purple Heart. Now, I have not walked this before with the camera during a live stream, which means that we might have some bandwidth issues, but I have walked it looking at it just to see what the connection looks like, and I think that we're going to be okay. So if I do see the fearsome data connection not stable message pass over my phone, then I will move like the speed of light and continue walking down our path so we can get away from any problematic moments. This one's really cool. What a neat sculpture. And here we can almost see how the stone is being carved from a blank canvas of stone. The form starts to take shape, and then finally a finished product. So, well, Let's go to Zimbabwe. I have never actually been to anywhere in Africa other than Egypt. And it's always hard to kind of feel that North Africa counts as proper Africa. But, you know, it is. So this is one of the things that I really like about Atlanta, Atlanta's airport, this Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, is that you have this neat hidden space here down below. And even though you've got people movers on both sides of us right now, you can see, you know, people going this way, people going that way. We can walk down the middle and enjoy this space, which is Zimbabwean art, sculptures, the relationship with stone. So, a little leapfrog happening here. Now, I'm not going to purposefully avoid or capture photos of people without masks on. But if it does happen, just know that it's not supposed to be that way. Everyone is supposed to be wearing a mask right now. So, and this live stream, so you guys have a sense of it, should only last around 30 minutes, maybe 40, depending upon how it goes. So I don't know if you can hear it in the background right now, but we still have this kind of, sounds like a xylophone, like a wooden xylophone playing. But you can just hear it over the sound of the mechanical elements in these people movers. This guy is very cool. Let's see what he is. There are little information panels down below each one of these that kind of gives you a bit of information. And I'm not going to go into great detail on any of them unless someone says, stop, read that one to me. Like this one here is the hawata, the secretary bird, originally from Malawi, Amos Punini has lived most of his life in Zimbabwe. That's the artist. Yeah, right, Hale? Me too. I like this one as well. The hawata, the secretary bird. Neat. You get a view over here over the top of it. It looks like up in that space. Very cool. Ah, look. I bet this is the actual bird. Maybe that is the hawata right there. Yeah? What do you guys, do you think it is? I see the resemblance. That guy and this fine creature. Yeah, they're related. I have to be really conscious not to spin you guys too fast. Oh, this is cool. Sorry that this is a bit of a flyby. Each one of these pieces almost certainly deserves more time. Galactic Dancer here from Tapfuma Gutsa. Very cool. It's neat. It's cool. I mean, I can really tell that this is one piece of stone. I don't see any, there's no lines through this. It's just that it's kind of been put together. Pretty neat. I always find that so cool about sculptures. 5-minute walk between concourses, not for us. Not the way I walk. Right? Who would have guessed that this would all be down here underneath this airport? So cool. And most people are upstairs at a Hardee's, you know? getting their food on, rather than checking out this really neat space. Wow, that's cool. I gotta be honest, guys, I've walked by here before myself and never taken this amount of time to really admire the sculpture work that's in here. So I have you to thank as well. I wouldn't have gotten to see this the same way if it wasn't for our connection. So thank you to you as well for putting me in a position to be able to come and do this. So. It's neat. Someone's swimming. That's what it feels like. This is Nzuzu, the water spirit. Makes sense. Hi, Alexa. Thanks for joining us. Alexa, just so you know, we are at the airport right now as I'm waiting for my connection flight to get me to San Antonio so I can pick up the car and start driving it to Las Vegas as we do our little bit of a road trip. Yeah, Alexa writes, I never thought I'd see an Atlanta airport tour. But hey, right? I was gonna miss our scheduled kind of daily live stream, which I'm trying to aim for every day at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the US, because I will be on a plane at that point. So I wanted to make sure I gave you guys something that I discovered a few years back. And to answer Hale's question as to when did this exhibit begin, I'm not actually sure. There was a write-up in the front of it that kind of explained. It's been here for as long as I've been coming to this airport now, which is at least five years. But I have noticed other rooms in this airport have changed over time. But my sense is that this might be part of the original, when they decided to build this space, that this would have been part of the original installation. But it's a great question, and I'm going to come back and answer it for you. Okay. Alexa, thanks for asking, and yeah, I am doing okay today. I appreciate it. Appreciate the compassion, and Diana, thank you for the support as well. And Hale, guys, thank you so much. Your feedback and your comments let me know that I'm not alone here, and it's never bad. It's always nice for me to hear from you. How can I rise? Is the name of this particular piece. Yeah, all right. Well, that's our first exhibit. We're gonna keep on moving. This is where people would hop onto the train. And these are all the folks that are heading up to their planes at those escalators. But we're gonna keep on walking straight ourselves. I'm getting a little quiet when I see people that look like they work here. I have not asked anyone if it's okay for me to do this live stream. But Diana, I'm really happy that I get to be part of your first visit to Atlanta International Airport. Good old Hartsfield-Jackson here. Now this is like a little connection hallway. It's got some art on the walls as we see these cool animals. Photo arc is what it's called. And it connects us through to the next proper exhibit space, which is one of my favorite. It's more experiential, so we're going to walk through it pretty quickly because there's not the same sort of art setup. The next space we're going into is one of the ones that really surprised me when I first came to and walked through Atlanta Airport. And it is like a rainforest that we're going to walk through in a second. It's pretty neat. We're right now between concourse A and concourse B, heading towards concourse B now. Pretty good mask usage, I have to say. Pretty proud of people, actually. Seen a couple that weren't obeying the rules, but mostly doing all right. Michaela, thank you for the research. So 2001, those sculptures have been there since. And hi, Michelle. Can you guys hear the background critters on the mic right now if I hold it up? Hi, Nikki. Thank you for the sound comment, and thank you, Diana, as well. Good, I'm glad you guys can hear it. As a kid, rainforests always fascinated me, and my folks were kind enough to get me like a rainforest, like adopt an acre of a rainforest thing. I don't know if you can see this, but they have like little green lights that are kind of flickering on and off to give you a feeling of like luminescent bugs that are lighting up. It's cool. Whoa, Keegan Russo, old buddy of mine from high school, is just reached out on Facebook to say, hit me up if you get to Atlanta in person. Keegan, I'm often in Atlanta in person. I was doing some consulting work there for a bit, and I will probably be back in Atlanta very soon, so I will definitely be DMing you to talk about going out for some beer and some barbecue sometime very soon, brother. Great to know that you're here. Now I have a even better reason to come to Atlanta next time. Fantastic. Keegan, how long have you been in Atlanta if you're still watching? Jeez, I can't believe I've missed you here. It's a heartbreaker. I was just hanging out with Saul Mercado the other day. It's another one of our friends from high school for everyone else who's listening in. And that's it. We made it through to Concourse B. Oh no. We're going to continue though. We're passing through another connective hallway area as we head over to Concourse C. Definitely people who are wearing name badges give me the stink eye. I've definitely been stink-eyed a couple of times, which means that either they want to be part of the show or it's sort of mixed opinions about what I'm doing. Slackwater darter, the king vulture, the southern three-banded armadillo, the Bornean orangutan, the Sumatran tiger, the spiny turtle, common warthog. You're not so common, buddy. I think you're still exceptional. Springbok mantis. Hey, even though this particular mantis you can tell is from New Zealand, guess what? Praying mantis, not the springbok, but praying mantis, animal, insect, symbol of Connecticut. Small but strong. Nutmaker State right there, Connecticut. That's where I grew up. And back again. Rab's fringe-limbed tree frog, purple glossy starling, brown-throated sloth. Oh, a very shy weeper capuchin. Tiger salamander. Oh, leopard, African leopard. Beautiful. And it looks like a lynx. Okay. Oh, we got more animals over here. White-bellied pangolin. Pangolins accused of being the starter of the pandemic, right? Wet market pangolins. Oh, jaguarundi. Fluted giant clam, Edward's fig parrot, hippopotamus, and we've got a royal antelope. Oh, it's so small. Okay, heading to our next section. Bar, good to see you. Manishma, Malkave. Hey, my friend. And Bar, thanks here. Yeah, thanks for the compliment. It's a neat spot. I'm enjoying this. I'm glad to be able to show it to you guys. And I'll be back in the Holy Land as soon as the Holy Land will let me come back to it. I tell you what, folks. Some blue sky happening over in Israel right now. Big political changes. And honestly, even if it's quite unstable, the new government, and it's not the strongest coalition of all time, it's a positive, I think, and a lot of my Israeli friends are quite happy about that. And yes, Michaela, sloths are really cool. So here we are now into a hardcore Atlanta history section. This is just to catch us up on, well, looks like, what are we talking about? 13,000 years of Atlanta history. We've got some Etowah Indian mounds that they discovered some old paleontological items. Shows us that, of course, white folks from Europe and, of course, the Africans that they enslaved were not the first people here in North America. In fact, Native Americans had crossed over that Siberian land bridge thousands and thousands of years before anyone sailed across the Atlantic over here. So, well, now we're getting back to the beginnings of Atlanta's history here. Railroad town, 1837, making it quite important. I'm a little bit ignorant myself, to be honest, about a lot of Atlanta history. We've only done that one tour together in Atlanta. We should come back to Atlanta and do another tour with Unexpected Atlanta. Emily, who was our fantastic guide that time, and the owner of the company, an incredible woman, female business owner, Akila. So highly recommend them. I'd love to go see them again. Sherman, this guy, he's definitely the one that they don't like so much down here, because he had seen the end of the Civil War and said it's going to mean total war, and just started destroying lots of stuff. Got a little Civil War reenactment story going on here, it looks like. But let's get past these moments. Not that we can forget, but we're just gonna keep on going. And then it looks like here, after the war, of course, which ends 1866 to 1895, we've got the resurgence of Atlanta as it comes back again. Yeah, Diana, we'll definitely do another Atlanta tour in the not too distant future. So, and here it looks like a nod to Atlanta's African American or Black history. The color line is what they're calling this particular exhibition. Oh, look, here this video just talked about Auburn Street, and that was where we were up, during that tour with Emily, because of course Auburn is where Dr. Martin Luther King, Sr. and Jr. grew up, and where Martin Luther King Jr. Was born. So, and Krishnash Sankar, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I'm doing well. How are you today? Glad that you're here as we move on here. This is Forward Atlanta, and look, there it is, airport. So the great aviation age coming through. Not great for New York City, which really depended upon shipping for a long time, but aviation and roads would change everything for the United States of America. We were just talking about the man. Here he is. One of Atlanta's most important gifts to society, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A dream that has not yet been fully realized. So, but the dream lives as long as people still hold it in the heart. This looks like people in sit-ins, refusing to not be part of society, but also refusing to do it violently. I was listening to a really interesting podcast recently about Dr. Martin Luther King and the art of peaceful and passive resistance. But that existence of peaceful resistance was not in itself the only ends. It was a means to an end. So that if peaceful resistance did not successfully create change, that violent resistance would always be a less interesting, a less desired outcome, but one that could happen if needed. It's Ted Turner right there, guys. Ted Turner was a gentleman that founded CNN. And as we walk between this and the next location, I often talk about good old Ted Turner and CNN, because we're finishing C, now we're heading towards D terminal right now. So I often talk about good old Ted Turner because of the fact that he created the 24-hour news cycle with CNN, which is founded here in Atlanta back in the day. That's correct. And the whole thing about CNN was that before it, if you were going to watch the news, we tended to all watch the same news in the U.S. And that news was a news that it's kind of just the facts and presenting information. But then the 24-hour news cycle, we started to have enough news. Hi there. We started to have enough news that you could kind of pick and choose your own news. If you don't like the news that you're listening to, listen to news with a different perspective. your own facts in a way. And as long as the advertising is paying for the space in between the news being delivered, you can see where I'm headed with this, in that there's a separation between the facts we all accept to be fundamentally true. And some people believe some facts, some people believe other facts. Hi, thanks for being here today. You have a wonderful day.
Hello, I'm going to say safe travel. Were you traveling?
I'm traveling.
Safe travel.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Also, yeah, I mean, so that way they don't have to travel right now. They can stay safe at home.
Take care now.
You too, thank you for being here. Whoa. Island flying fox? This guy is so cool. Hi, I'm the Island Flying Fox. What are you guys doing today? Flying to San Antonio, Mr. Flying Fox. And there's a taper. All right, I'm gonna quickly look at my other phone and make sure that I am not missing a flight, because that would be silly. Looks like we are coming up on a well, conveniently, as it turns out, my flight departs at 2:10. I gotta go upstairs. And it looks like they're in the middle of an exhibit change. May I ask you a question? Normally, would there be more of an exhibit down this space as well? Or does it all kind of end back there?
You probably have pictures, but I don't know.
Right? It looks like it's like in a turnover period. All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here today. Let's go upstairs, because it looks like the next section is just like in changeover. And I've got about 10 minutes until my flight starts boarding. So we've seen all the best parts of the airport, of the underground space anyway. So we're heading up right now. And next time I see you guys, we are going to be in Texas. So I arrive in just a little while, and then we'll get my car and start driving towards Marfa, where we'll probably do a bit of a live stream. Still working out the exact details, but no matter what, for the next week or so, every day at 3 p.m. New York time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Continental Europe time, noon on the West Coast, we're gonna do something, right? We're gonna be out there, and as I drive along, I'm gonna stop at interesting rest stops. I'm going to stop at giant balls of wax and the largest dinosaur foot and things like that, and just do short videos, which I won't live stream, but I will then show later on as premieres, because usually those places don't have great reception. Diana, mwah, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will have a safe flight, and you know, we'll continue. I don't think that this upper part of the airport is as interesting for you guys to look at. So rather than showing you a bunch of fast foodie stuff, you just take a quick one span around and just see kind of like, you know, what real life looks like right now in Atlanta. Like right now, like at this very moment, because you folks are in the chat, you're here with me live. Diana, my brother is still up in Rochester, New York, where he lives. And we are right now in a real debate, because for his, you know, like cancer scare, 51st birthday, we're gonna do something together. And the plan has been for us to go to Portugal together. But now there are looking like, with the Delta variant, that Portugal has not gotten as far ahead on creating the Green Pass. And that means that it could be that we have to do a lot of like staying in quarantine if we go. So we might instead, oh no, you're fine. We might instead find our way going to Charleston and doing some fishing. which is something he's really wanted to do. But anyway, you know, guys, like whatever the story is, wherever we're going to do it together, and that's the most important thing. So, Alexa, no worries about internet issues, but thank you for chatting when you do. You're always such a great contributor. What you all say adds so much value to these experiences for me and for everyone else. So please continue contributing. It's great. It's wonderful when you can, right? And yay, hail, Charleston indeed. You know, who knows? Maybe we get Jim, do another tour. Could happen. A boat tour with Jim would be amazing. That would be really cool. And Mark, it's been a while since I've heard you as well, brother. How are things down in North Carolina? Well, I guess up in North Carolina. I'm in Atlanta right now, so you're north of me all of a sudden. Good to see you, and hope to see you more on my road trip coming up as we drive from San Antonio, Texas to Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to get in the way. So yes, Diana, thank you. Have all a safe trip. Hey, Vavakasha Bar, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Besrat Hashem, we see each other again very, very soon. Oh, good. And Hale, you've got your vaccinations. Yay! You've got my vaccination card on me, for whatever that's worth as well. And, you know, next year in Jerusalem, right, Bar? Maybe this year in Jerusalem, as they say. It's a very typical saying for Jews or Israelis, both. But, you know, see you next year in Jerusalem. We'll be there together, kind of thing. And I like that sentiment. So this year in Charleston, this year in Winston-Salem, this year in Edinburgh, right? This year in Long Beach. We see each other soon, okay? And no, Hale, I don't need the card to travel in the US, of course, but internationally, to avoid quarantine in some places as a US passport holder, I would need to. I actually have a British passport as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as European anymore, so I'm stuck. All right, I'm gonna go catch this plane, and well, maybe I can walk you guys over there with me. No, I'll let you go, all right? Good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you for watching this live if you did. If you're watching this as a video later on, now you have a little bit better idea about Atlanta International Airport. And please like and subscribe to this video. Yeah, you know, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications if you're on good old on YouTube. And we'll be back in touch very soon, okay? All right, bye guys, ciao.